that I wanted to show you was how to apply these, but what I'm going to do here at first is some of the basic latex stuff where all we're doing is using the blow dryer. So we're going to use your neck and we're going to do that neck stretch. Put that down there.
So should I do some up there too?
Yeah, that's good. There. Now, there's ammonia in this, okay? So you know, if you are working it with an actor, a lot of times what you want to do is, especially if you're going to cast it and things like that, what you do is you mix it up in like a mixer, and it literally keeps it moving so it doesn't dry. But then it also lets some of the ammonia evaporate. Right? If you're pouring it out of the bottle, you can't really do that. So what would happen is it would just begin to dry, and it would turn into a big hunk of rubber. So we're going to go from here. I'm going to ask Christian to kind of help me by just helping me stretch your face as I paint this on. And then what we'll do is use the hair dryer. And you're going to see how quickly this works.
Should I take part of this off so you can get to my neck?
Nope, that's going to be fine. I'm going to have you just really easy. Sure, yeah. Stretch it out like that.
Do you want me to come on the other side?
What's that?
Do you want me to come on the other side?
Sure. Right. And push your jaw forward in your face. There you go. Like if you do that, as we do this, this will be kind of cool. So, I have this right here. Hold on to that. Whenever we're going to use this, who's ever holding on to this, you want to make sure that it's not too hot, right? So always put your hand in front of it to test it, right? So I'm going to do that. And as you stretch, I'm using a latex sponge. Now the one thing you want to be careful of is touching it after it begins to dry. So I'm going to leave a couple of lines here, like this edge, and then I'm going to go above it and blend in up here. So that what ends up happening is the vertical lines ultimately become part of the design. Okay? Go ahead. You keep stretching. So as that dries, this is a clear latex. Or actually no, I bought clear, but this is one that is going to add some color. Right, you can get it in clear, and I'll use that on the other ones, but this bigger bottle is the one that's a little beige. So if you like, keep stretching. Okay. Did you see the movie The Monster? The woman who murders people. She won the Oscar for it. Who was that? Now, the key to this that you're gonna learn a lot, to use a lot, is powder. Because a little bit of powder here really helps you from sticking it to itself. So I'm going to kind of dust that with a little bit of powder, because if you were to relax here, it would stick to itself as her neck comes back down. Okay. So relax, and then you can see it's beginning to do that here. Right? So we have a long way to go to build that up. All right. Can you see that in the film at all?
Yeah, I just screwed it up a little bit.
Okay. Bring your chin down. It's really, really subtle. Okay. But this is the kind of thing that you would definitely see in film, in like a high definition film. Right? If you want to come up and look at it, by all means. We're going to add a couple more layers to that, and you can really begin to see it here.
I can't even see it from here.
But in a close-up on film, you would definitely start to see that.
It's a big neck workout.
It is. Okay. But remember, that's why they're paying you $5 million.
Well, I wish. When do I get my paycheck? That's what it
Okay, you ready? We're gonna go with some more layers.
Okay.
Okay. You remember to stick your neck back
No earlier than 7.
Yeah.
and push your jaw forward as we start to dry.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, it is.
Very
Right.
good underbite going.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what you just saw me do was blend it with my finger, right? And pressure with your finger is like going to be the cleanest line. Right? If you start to do that with a brush, it's going to get kind of nasty. Just like that. That's why you have an apron on. Right, that's good. I'll go ahead and dry that. One of the things that, as we're looking at this, you can use this around your eyes, but it's always best to work in teams here, because trying to do this to yourself is going to be virtually impossible. Right? So think of how you would do this, and then where you would use it on your sketch, and then think of doing it on someone else. Okay? Because that's what I want you to begin practicing. So it's not just about practicing in the drawing part, it's about practicing in the application too. So, do you all have each other's phone number? Yeah. You might want to pass a piece of paper around and get that. Okay?
Start a group chat.
Yeah.
I'm going to add a little bit more here now. And one of the reasons that I'm using a makeup sponge like this is because it definitely is the kind of thing that you don't want to use an expensive makeup brush with. And I've done this where I've used a big neck piece as a prosthetic piece. I'll sometimes do this over it so that where the prosthetic stops, it sort of blends into the rest of the scene. The other side a little bit. Just the other one. Just slightly. Yeah. Where else can you imagine that you would use this on the face? To get some of the elbows in there. Look at the eye of the both feet, and imagine that. Okay, this is the other one. Oh, that's going to get those lines a little
Single
bit.
word. Can I come down?
Come down a little bit. Oh wait, let me cover that. I think it's still pretty wet in through here. You just go down. I just want to see if that's going to be something more. Yeah. Right. Can you see that now? Okay. Or it's definitely come and look this way.
Oh, whoa. Oh my god.
You can't see it from there.
Yeah.
Can you see Clinton and Finn?
Yeesh.
I don't know if you can. Right.
Oh, man, well.
Okay. Clinton, come on up so you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
See See what that does?
Yeah.
And then turn this way for the camera.
Yeah. Get in the camera, can you see that now? Right. So we're beginning to get that real texture in through here. Good. Right, let me powder that.
Oh, that's weird.
Now, we'll leave that like that for now. This is kind of interesting because where it was really thick in that line, it's kind of creating its own little vein shape. Right?
Oh.
Can you see it? Now, as we begin this, if we take this and we pull some of that down, this is going to begin to give you some of the texture that you had in some of the other places. Okay, so we'll leave that be for now, let that sort of set up a little bit. Right? But powder and latex are definitely going to be your friend, right? Because it will stick to itself a lot, right? So I'm going to begin to work kind of up in this area, right in through here. I'm going to put a little bit of spirit gum and a cotton ball on that. I brought these in. These are like some brushes that I had from native class, and it's a fallacy that you have to spend a lot of money on brushes. A lot of stuff. I've left this spirit gum out so it really is tacky for us. So I poured this early this morning and put some up in through here. Okay. I'm going to take a cotton ball. So I just brought those brushes, like a CVS, and they're like if you go to like a drugstore, there's a lot of cheap brushes in there. So I'm going to begin to pile up a little bit of the cotton ball here and attach it right into that area there. Do a little bit more spirit gum underneath there. Get it a little higher here. And then using another brush. I'm going to take my brush, put it into the latex, and then dip it around the edge of the cotton and seal the cotton right to the face.
That's latex?
This is latex.
What's it? I don't want it.
It's the ammonia. So if you're thinking of doing something where you have anything that's lumpy or bumpy, this is a good technique. And it's also way more effective than the nose putty because what it does is allow your skin to still move under it. And you can build this up pretty high.
So when would you use wax instead of this?
If it's in an area that doesn't move, like the bridge of your nose.
And it just gives a
or-
more sculpted look?
It'll give you more texture, and it will certainly allow some facial movement to still happen underneath there. I just want to make sure that I catch enough of it with the latex so that as you go to make it up and paint it, you don't break through the latex and expose the cotton. With cotton balls, make sure that you're using 100% cotton balls. Right? If you use some that are a mixture of the polyester essentially, right? They won't absorb stuff. The cotton will actually absorb it. Okay? So we're building that up here. And can you imagine other things that you would use this for?
If you're building up the eyebrow.
Yeah. Okay. You can build up the eyebrow as well. So.
Creating like, I don't know, are you gonna make it look really swollen and?
Well, if you have a deformity, right, one of the nice things about this is that you're able to do this and you have a fair degree of control over it as you're working on something like this. Because ultimately, what happens is it's only gonna go where you put it, you know? Sometimes, like down here, you don't have a lot of control over those wrinkles. That's gonna happen according to the anatomy of the actor. So with this kind of thing, you're actually controlling it a lot more. And if I want to, I can continually build this up. And the spirit gum is really working well because I checked it out earlier. That there.
Would you do an allergy test for the latex?
Always, you know? And the reason that when I gave you your kits, when you picked up your kits, I said, go home, do a 24-hour test on everything. You know, it's, and most people will not have a reaction to that, but just this past weekend we did. You know, we had, Michael Daly.
Michael's ear, right?
Yeah. There was a little bit of spirit gum on his ear, and it got very inflamed just from spirit gum. So, but he...
Is that the guy who gets his ear chopped
torn
off?
off, yeah.
I just saw him in the dressing room, and he was like, my ear hurts, and somebody was doing something with his ear, and he's like, come see the show.
But it's the kind of thing where that's one of the things in every costume sheet. We ask people, do you have any allergies to latex or rubber or things like that? And he had written no. So in the
I mean, can you like not be allergic to like other latex things and be allergic to this type of latex?
my guess is yes. But he had reactions to even having a Band-Aid put on it.
Oh,
You know?
well that's something you should have known.
So, that's the kind of thing you want to just be careful of. But in terms of the reaction, it's not often to the latex, it's to ammonia. You know, ammonia can be kind of dissettling.
And that's the ammonia in the latex.
Yeah. You'll have spirit gum in your eye, probably. You might want to get latex in there.
Just an odd feeling, that's for sure.
So just by letting this work itself in there, right, you can see the different lumps and bumps that you can get. So with the right kind of paint job, what can you imagine this would be? Come up and look. What do you think? Right. So you're getting this sort of growth here.
Cauliflower face.
So it definitely, you can get that sort of, can you move your arm? Yeah. See how that still moves with the face? Right. So that's kind of a nice technique with that. If we built this up high underneath and more around the eye, you could certainly get that to be the kind of thing where it's like an eye socket. Yeah. And we can work to like close the eye. I have this. I mean, this
Oh,
would
do you
be-
have the mesh? They did the mesh.
Yeah, yeah. This is like you can take a piece of tape, ask the actor to close their eye, and you tape over the eye, right? This is medical tape, so that what I've done is put tape on both sides, so it's not sticky where it goes over the eye, and then it's a little bit of tape on either side, so that you make this up, right? And that would go over an eye, right?
So would you do that? Oh, sorry. Would you do that under that? If you were to do it there?
Yes, that would be the first thing I would do if I was going to build up the eye. Okay, this is just showing this kind of technique here. So look at that, and then I'm going to add a little bit more.
I think I should usher like this tonight.
Let's see. So I want to get a little bit more.
Welcome to the show.
It is kind of a creepy show.
I was gonna say, it's kind of the show for
It
it.
definitely is. But do you see how this is working out really nicely here? Okay.
Oh, that's weird. I couldn't even really feel it.
So now I'm going to connect this. I'm going to have you open your mouth really wide. Okay. So we're going to stretch all of this out. And get this all kind of connected with that latex. Through here and down here. Just kind of take that. Push that away with my finger a little bit. I want to get this nasolabial fold in here as well. Okay, so hold tight. We'll do our magic with the hair dryer. Really open wide. Now, one of the things about this is as you do this, right, because we've now covered that whole area with latex, it's going to receive the color the same. Okay? Big wide open mouth. There you go. You guys see the shape of water? Our actor had an 8-hour makeup call. And after he was in it, he couldn't go to the bathroom.
Well, that one he could. I saw an interview with it, and for that specific costume, they like took it, they gave him the
He
zipper.
could pee, but he couldn't do
Right.
anything else.
Which he said is a lot better. Because he's Doug Jones, he's incredible.
That guy does so much of that kind of stuff.
He does Pan's Labyrinth, I know. He's
Well,
shit with that.
Really big.
No,
Yes.
It wasn't that scary.
no, he was just Satyr.
See what's happening here?
Oh, so cool.
Okay.
It's like, it's an interesting feeling.
Open your mouth some more. It's all going to be good. And let's stay open, okay? Give it a little bit of powder there. Don't relax it yet. I wish I could remember who did the movie Monster, because when she won her Oscar, she actually thanked her makeup artist.
Was it Charlize Theron?
Charlize Theron. Yes, that's it. Relax.
What monster was she?
She's a woman who was just her skin was just sort of really bad. Now, it was incredibly subtle, but you know, it's this kind of thing that went on and on and on.
Almost like a slight burning feeling.
Oh.
Is that the ammonia?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's just.
So,
I think it's also because my skin is really dry.
now, this will kind of freak you out a little bit.
Are you gonna peel it? Are you gonna peel it like one of the masks?
Well, I won't peel it like that, but what we can do, I'll
When you
take,
get that, can you turn this way?
Yeah. So can I face this way so that
Yeah,
the
that's fine.
camera can see?
You can use little tweezers with this if you want. Find a space and kind of begin to just pull a little bit away, right, with a tweezer where the skin has come up a little bit. And you want to be really careful. And this isn't particularly thick, so I want to just get a little bit away using the blunt end of that. I'm going to try and pull some of it out, and you'll begin to see how you can take it and open it up and make what looks like a blister. There it is.
Mm.
Right, it takes a second just to find an edge, but you want to stretch it, not tear it. So once you get that, you want to take that little edge and just begin to lift it up a little bit off the skin. There we go. And you want to be patient because if you tear it, you're going to have a different effect. But if you just lift it, it kind of comes away from the skin very slowly. Kind of see it happening now. Here we go. The nice thing about this is that you can take it and eventually use it to tear it. Okay, there we go. So we're putting a little bit of a crease in it. There. See that? Where it's lifted off, and you can see that little line of the bubble there. So you can paint that into it, and if I take this and then begin to open it up, there. Right, now you have something like a blister that's opened up. Okay. The other thing is that then that gives you an opportunity to paint underneath it and to show the color underneath that. So you have the skin kind of pulling away.
It looks like totally looks like you're doing that to my actual skin. It's
Right.
crazy.
So now you have like this kind of broken blister. Okay. Depending on how you play with it, you can, like if we take this down here, since this is where we kind of tore it a little bit earlier.
Oh.
And then you kind of begin to do a little bit of a chicken neck. You can kind of stretch it into different folds like that. So it just depends on what you want, right? But you have to be patient with it or you'll tear it, right? The key thing with this is that you don't want to end up doing something that you can't undo. Like latex will be pretty flexible. So once we start to lift that off, you begin to get a much more three-dimensional effect. Okay? Now you can see how this would work really beautifully around the eyes, like up around through here, right? But it also, if you're doing something like a couple of you had mentioned the zombie skin, right? If you do a lot of that, you can kind of stretch this into lots of different places. So if I take it down here where it's a little thicker, you start doing it in a bunch of different places. You can see how it begins to tell the story in three-dimensionality a little bit more. And once you tear this, if you keep tearing this in different places, you get something a lot like zombie skin. Okay? Ready? Can you see that in the mirror? There we go. I mean, in the, you definitely see that. You get your chin up a little bit. There we go. So, but this, you have to be really patient with this. And I know, like, in a demonstration, I'm always conscious of, oh my God, these kids are like watching paint dry. It's like, but it's definitely something that you kind of have to go slow with.
How do you know if you're grabbing their skin or they're grabbing the latex?
That's what takes so long. You want to be really careful to lift off the latex, and you're always in constant communication with your actor. So if your actor says, nope, that's me, right? Yeah, it's the same way in a costume fitting. What you want to do is always say to the actor, are you comfortable? Are you, like, how do you feel? Are you okay sitting? Or, you know, take a breath. If you need something to drink. You know, you always want to have a straw. Okay. I'm going to pull some of this away in terms of the skin.
I forgot that I also have the face protector on too, so that should make it a bit easier.
Yeah, oh, that stuff really helps. Okay. So, see here how now, once I do this, and I start to tear that in different places, you get a much different kind of texture. There you go. Is that better? It is. Okay. There.
The one was a crack or pop.
So,
Can you use those for like age spots? Or like you like 3-dimensional?
yeah, I mean, it's whatever texture you want it to be, but I mean, this will definitely make it more 3D, and it's not a healthy texture. You can look healthy and have age spots. The age spots really
Prime of
you
my
paint
youth.
in with a very fine brush. But Maddie, you see, this is I think what you were looking for with, you know, like here, this is pretty thick right here. So once I get that out, see that?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is apply a prosthetic. Okay. So come and see.
It's still very warm.
You want
The whole thing is
warm?
very warm, yeah.
So what I'm going to do is test this first and see where that goes. Okay, and how close it comes to her. Okay, so it's pretty close. And what I want to do.
So way to hold it on so the camera can see it.
Let's see.
Like right in front of us.
Yeah, so like right there. Okay. I have to figure out where I need to stretch it and where I need to like get it to fit. So I think what I'm gonna do is put Prosthetic pretty much on the inside there. Okay. And that's gonna let us work with getting it sticky. Okay. Telesis is one of the kinds of Prosthetic, and it's a good one. You can buy a plain Prosthetic, and what you'll see is like lots of different companies make different versions of it. And a little bit really goes along right there. But the Telesis product is just a name brand that they make. It'll say latex adhesive and latex adhesive.
Can we smell it?
Okay. So take this. Lay this way.
That's just white.
It's just Prosthetic, but
it's just the blue.
Yep. I'm gonna get it underneath here.
Watch your head there, Mark. Just look at it.
And
If I do this, is
yeah,
that
that's
helpful?
fine. Yeah, but yeah, if you turn, it's fine. We can still see it. We can still see it. Go under here. Under here. So how you put this on at this point? You've got that happening there. That's getting tacky as we speak. I'm going to take a little bit of this right on the edges, okay? And it goes right on the edge of your prosthetic piece.